Hello, welcome to Chocolate Hazelnut Podcast. I'm Chocolate,
I'm Hazelnut.
and this is our show. Today we have a very interesting video. Do you want to dive right into it, or you want to give them an introduction?
No, it's always better to dive in.
Let's
Just go.
let's jump in here first.
Housing security in the U.S. since the pandemic is on track to become a crisis, and Black women are being affected the most by it.
Pookie's are tagging me in his post like it's not a simple explanation, which is y'all name are not on leases in order to get evicted. So of course you can't be included in this study. When your mama kick you out, Pookie, those numbers are not going to be included in this study. A lot of y'all are felons. You can't even lease nowhere, right? So a lot of y'all have Black women putting their name on leases just for you to be able to live there. Credit bad, can't pass the income verification. So you need Black women to put their name on a lease just so you can live there. And some of y'all live in these places that are being evicted with said Black women that you don't even help pay bills at. So you helped her get evicted, right? Let's really talk about the study if you want to talk about the study. Of course, white women's numbers will be lower because they actually got white men providing and helping them pay bills, if not paying all the bills. But Pookie, you're just somewhere living and freeloading and you don't have your name on the lease in order to get included in this study, Pookie.
So I'm gonna let you open this one up
Nope,
because
nope. I'm gonna say this real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go on your tangent because I know you got one.
I don't have a tangent.
All I'm gonna say is, first off, it's not all men. It's not all Black men that she's talking about. I really don't like the fact that she's saying, y'all are felons and y'all are this and that, and you living with your mama, or you staying here with these Black women doing X, Y, Z. Of course, there's some men, but it's not the majority of Black men by any means necessary. And at the same time, when she says, well, of course, the white women's rates are lower, that's because they have white men helping them do X, Y, Z, da 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 da. There are tons of poor white folks too who are doing the exact same thing. So I mean, maybe it's just her bias, maybe it's just her lived experiences, and she's trying to generalize based on that. But if we want to look at the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter as far as race is concerned. However, because the study that she's referencing says specifically Black women are getting evicted at higher rates, like we're going to say like Black people are at more of a disadvantage than other races, and that's of course due to other factors, not all of the Pookies and Ray Rays that she speak of. All right, that's just my point.
So first off, as we know, about 50%, 54% of all Black men are single, childless. Okay. So I have a question for you.
Hold on, you were saying 25%?
About 25% of all Black males are married. So if you take those numbers, that's 79% of all Black males accounted for. I don't remember the number of Black males with a criminal record and even less felony record, but it is not the majority. I believe it's less than 10% of all Black males have a felony. So if you take that in account,
Why you do that?
if you take those numbers in account, her claim is completely biased. But if you are dealing with men who have felony records, if they're working hard to overcome that felony, then they deserve a second chance. Is it fair that they're locked out of housing, whether they're Black, white, male, female? No. But they made mistakes in their past that they just have to overcome. Now, if she's dealing with those type of men who don't want to do anything better than themselves, or they're living with their mother because they aren't trying to work, or circumstance is determined, then she needs to take a look internally, because what she said sounds very personal, like it was a very personal experience.
I agree with that.
So Hazelnut just found an interesting fact about how many Black males.
So, according to UGA Today, and this is news.uga.edu, there's an article here from 5 years ago. It's the most recent years that I can try to find information on, but it says that as of 2010, 3% of the total U.S. population and 15% of the African American male population have served time in prison, and people with felony convictions account for 8% of the overall population and 33% of the African American male population. So, with that being said, I won't go into like the numbers and the statistics on that, but we'll just take that as is. If 33% of men account for felony convictions, that's definitely not the majority of men. That's not even half of men.
Still a high number.
It's a high number, but then again,
that tells us the crowd that you run in. So, with the statistics that you just read, 33% of all black males having a felony conviction doesn't say serve time, just conviction.
It's 33%.
I know, but it didn't say serve time, it said conviction.
Yes, right.
So, with that being said, that's a high number in the black community, which says to another problem all itself. But if you're dating men specifically that have issues with employment, staying with their mother, father, staying at home, that says a lot about the crowd that you run with, a lot about your mentality. That means you seek out these people or they seek out you. We attract the company that we attract. What's the saying?
You are like birds of a feather flock together.
But you are a reflection of the company that you keep, or something like that.
Yep.
So that's what it says. If that's the type of energy that you're going for, that you put out, that's what's you're gonna attract. So if you're looking for the guy with the swag, with the jewelry, with the drip, trying to look all good, trying to act like he got money, guess what? Most of the time he's gonna be broke. He's probably gonna be that Pookie or Ray Ray. And it's already said that they say around 20% of all black males make up about 80% of the babies in the black community. And at this rate, they're saying 1 out of every 4 black males will be virgins at the age of 30. Think about that.
So I just want to also put this out there that with all of that being said, I feel like in a way she's trying to shift blame from women getting evicted to the men, black men specifically. And granted, depending on situations and things like that, because I for one, and I know you for one, we've both been in situations where it depends on like the environment and the time of your life. Like maybe at the time it was more feasible for only one person's name to be on the lease, even though 2 people are living there and vice versa.
Yeah.
Now with that being said though, like it also depends on economic status. It depends on personal situations and everything else like that. But at the same time, those men, especially like most men, at least the ones that I'm familiar with personally, are not just like laying around, not lifting a finger, not helping pay bills, not doing anything in a household that they are staying in. And anybody that's like that, like legitly, don't stay in like the same type of situations too long, unless they're with somebody who's just like, needs in need of healing and therapy.
So most men that I know, even if they're going through a tough time, they will get out there and rake leaves, cut grass, do Uber.
They would help clean the house.
They'll be out there Home Depot with the Hispanics trying to get that day labor on. It doesn't matter. Temp service, something. McDonald's. But you get shamed for doing that type of work.
Yep.
And people look down on you. Well, he ain't nothing because he can't get this $50,000, $60,000, $75,000 job. $75,000 a year job, but he making $750, $850, $9, $10 an hour, and he getting shamed because he's a bum, he's a Pookie or Ray Ray, but he out there on his hustle. People fail to look at that. While he making $10 on this job an hour, he making $10 on this job an hour, and another $10 or $100 underneath somebody's car working on the weekend because he's not a certified mechanic, and he over here busting his ass working 100+ hours a week. While it don't show big paychecks, but he doing what he got to do to get his family fed, taking clothes, and then it's like, oh, you're not taking enough time with me and the kids. Well, what you want me to do? Make $10 an hour, or make $10 an hour, $10 an hour, and then go do the side hustle and get money to make sure that we got what we need. Take your pick.
But
just like there's men out there working, there's women out there that's working just as hard, if not harder. Um, if you're dealing with someone who has constantly shown that they can't provide for themselves, take a look within and see why you're attracted to these type of people. Some people trauma bond, and I know you heard the
I was just gonna add, if you don't mind me jumping
go
in.
ahead.
Um, I was just gonna add that, like, I feel like a lot of black females, specifically have this inherent need to like prove their worth. Um, and it's more of like, okay, let me show you what I can do. Let me show you I can help take care of you. Let me help build you up. I know you don't have anything now, but I can get you to this point. And so a lot of women get into these relationships trying to um,
Better people,
better people or like fix something that's broken or to like help them whenever they're down. And
the problem
that accounts for some of these situations that they get themselves into.
The problem is that a lot of times the men that they're trying to fix don't want to fix themselves, and you can't fix it if it doesn't think it's broken.
Right.
You know, if they're perfectly fine laying on the couch letting someone else provide for them, then guess what? Man or woman, that's what they're gonna seek out.
Yep.
And if you show that that's what you're willing to do, they're gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'll take care of you, whatever, have you. And at the end of the day, they have no intent. So there was a question on We Need to Talk. And he was like, as I was saying on We Need to Talk, he posed a question to a young lady and asked her, I'm paraphrasing, so don't jump on me for this. He asked her, are black women addicted to drama in a relationship? Does peace scare them? Like, if it's not a lot of drama, not a lot of arguing, are they scared of the relationship? Why do they run from that? Why do they consider that boring?
It's only because there's not a lot of, like, you know how people, the older couples who's been together for a good while, they will say that, like, you know, it's not necessarily like that fire when you first meet somebody, because nowadays when people are dating, they're looking for that fire, that quote unquote chemistry, those butterflies in your stomach. And one way to kind of like get that is like, one, initially meeting them, and then two, going through those ups and downs and those constant roller coasters. Because when things are rough, you know, it's kind of like that whatever. And then when things get better again, there's like a whole flood of dopamine and everything else. And so people kind of get addicted to those cycles. Now, whenever it's something healthy, something stable, people look at it as boring because they don't get those constant flood of dopamine in the same way that you would get from like an unhealthy relationship. And so then you have to think about like the amount of quote unquote drama that women love. Like, look at the TV shows, look at radios, look at all of the tabloids, all of the stuff that they're constantly, um, you know, flocking to. Like, reality TV wouldn't be reality TV if women wasn't addicted to it. Soap operas, all of the housewife series, all of the um, other shows like that, even the Real House Husbands, you know,
that's
like that's nothing but drama and unhealthy relationships and standards. But that's what, you know, women kind of attach to, and that's what they want in real life, and it doesn't work that way.
Well, we should pose a question to our audience. Are we as people addicted to the drama? Are we addicted to the
dopamine hits?
There you go. I couldn't get it out. It was stuck. Are we addicted to that? Is that what keeps us in bad relationships? The ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. Let us know.
Let us know. All right. Without further ado, is there anything else that you want to add?
Oh no, I'm trying to figure out what you were just looking at.
I was like, I don't know. Okay,
so is somebody hitting us up? Or did we accidentally go live? No, I'm serious. I thought we went live on accident.
So with all that being said, you guys, as always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to hit that notification button to see more great content.
And we're going to try To be more consistent, we're going to be dropping Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, a new video. And as always, you can watch us over on YouTube and any of the podcast platforms.